it's special.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Dude, so my brother, he went in to have the full workup, the full checkup.
They jerked him off?
He came out, a little bit, just a little bit low on testosterone, so they gave him the ball cream.
Oh, I don't know.
You took it all. You're the older brother. The older brother always gets more of it.
Yeah.
And the little brother's the little bitch.
Wait, what's the ball cream?
It's a testosterone treatment that's not an injection. You rub this shit on your balls, and your body it absorbs through the skin, and makes your testosterone go up.
Hell
and
yeah.
he goes, I have to jerk off like twice a day now. It's like it makes you. I mean, it just like engages you and makes you horny again, like you're a kid.
Dude,
like
I'm gonna ask for that for every medicine. Can this be scrotally administered? I'd like the Tylenol for my everything.
Yeah,
they're like,
tramadol for my balls. It makes me not give a fuck about anything. I need some dick cocaine.
Dude, yeah.
My taint.
Seriously. Wow.
Okay, I hit the recording. So
tired of having
hey, it's the Godawful Gospel Hour. It's a special episode today because it is our season 2 finale.
So we're ending the same as we began with Chris.
Yep, Chris is back.
Yeah.
It's
Tony
Chris,
Baloney.
it's Donnie, it's Josh,
Tony
and
ashes to ashes, dust to dust. God made pussy so my dick don't rust.
yeah, we're gonna take
Everything ends as it began.
I'm gonna take about a month and a half off or something.
Oh.
I think I think we're still gonna do some streams and we're still going to be putting some things out. But I would like to take. I like to take this little thing where I don't have to, fuck around with editing.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, take a little break from the editing suite.
Well, we should instead spend Sunday nights going out and doing mics.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Or Wednesdays because it's right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm such a bitch about the week.
You got rid of your problem though, so you should be freed up here.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You made it all go away.
I've had I've had a rough week, and now that my bro's listening to it, I don't know if I can talk about it. Although he knows all the shit, but it's like, dude, it's so weird when you fucking can someone and they have no idea that it's coming.
It's just not a good fit.
Yeah, when I jumped into the meeting,
I put my dick in your butt and it wasn't a good fit.
I'm like, hey, yeah. Like, hey, man.
I don't like how it worked.
This is I'm like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm like, this isn't working out. Like, we're letting you go. And he's Asian, so he's like never been told he's not smart.
Oh no!
Life, right? He's never been told you're not smart.
What am I gonna do for my kids?
Yeah, did he try to disembowel himself?
I have mortgage, I have mortgage.
Dude, 3 days before he hit me up, he was like, hey, could I get like a corporate phone number because I'm trying to get a home loan?
Nice.
I was like, oh.
We did a joke a long time ago about how Asians say R's for L's. So, like, if you're one of the samurais trying to teach his kid how to commit seppuku, he was like, do it in an L. And he's like, R, that's too much cutting. Ouch. How many of my guts am I supposed to cut out at once?
That's a very complicated.
You cut it in an R. Fuck, I can't do that. So we had a rough weekend. We had school.
Yeah.
And we had to get a school schedule printed out at the office.
Yeah.
Because he had a handwritten one, but we needed copies, and we wanted to make sure he always had one.
Right.
And they don't give them to both parents because you could be estranged or trying to kidnap your own kid or whatever in the midst of a divorce.
Right.
So we had to go to the office and ask together. And I was like, look, we're in love. You want us to fucking French or what?
Yeah.
Like, everything's good.
Yeah. You need me
How are we supposed to prove to the assistant principal that we were not going to get a fucking divorce?
Get the AP out here.
Look at us. I'm grabbing her ass. It's fucking great.
This is marital bliss.
Josh's kid is pretending to be retarded to get out of going to school.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh,
he's acting like a nonverbal freaking Rain Man.
Yeah. And then an hour later, he's like, "Hey, how's everyone doing?" And I'm like, "Fuck you."
He's supposed to go home and play video games all day. I bet.
No, it was a shock the first week, and then we went to back to school night and did all his classes.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, this fucking sucks."
Yeah,
but it was probably twice as many people as there normally, and twice the size because it was every kid's parents.
Right.
So it was double people and large everybody.
Right.
And there's 3 flights of stairs. We had to go up and down the stairs.
Right,
and when I pick him up during the day, there's 8-year-old men there.
Yeah.
And he's 11. Or 8th grade.
I knew what you meant.
8th grade man.
Yeah.
So he has to go up and down the stairs with these fucking football jocks. Like, they could knock him down 3 flights of stairs if he's not careful.
Yeah.
So that probably sucks. And he had his first sitting in the cafeteria alone. You don't know anybody, which you got to do that once.
All right.
You know, if you don't. But that sucked.
Well, what about the kids from his elementary school?
There's one good friend that he has. He's not there. He wasn't there. He was doing what you were doing. They were taking the older kid to college, so he got to go to Chicago for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was the day that he didn't have anybody. But he said
University of Chicago or Northwestern, because it makes a difference.
no fucking idea.
I don't know either.
I don't care about
being
other
a fucking
people's kids.
idiot, yeah.
Sorry, I should have done that.
So he said there's a kid in his class with no arms and no legs, and I was like, oh, did someone else have the high ground? You don't know what that joke is, but that's how Anakin got his arms and legs chopped off. And he said, no, he's Indian, and I was like, oh, what's his name? Nabeen?
Oh.
And he said the teacher, he has to put him in the corner because it's the ADA's chairs over there. And the teacher was like, all right, we're going to put on a movie. Usually the person that's sitting by the light switch turns it off. But I guess, Nabeen is going to have to move out of the way there so someone else can come turn off the light switch.
Man, I hope
But he's got one hand. He can still flick a light switch.
I hope that kid has like a fucking 9-inch dong. Like,
Yeah.
there is no, like,
He's got one leg.
right. Like, there is truly like no karmic justice if that kid doesn't have a massive
Oh,
dick.
that's racist. Karmic? Really? If Vishnu did not bless him with a huge penis, this is not fair.
I will become Krishna. I will destroy the entire world. Because
You
not
gotta-
only was I born with one leg and 2 arms missing, I also have a 2-inch penis.
Ganesh has given me the trunk of an elephant.
Oh man.
I will have my revenge on all of the world.
So then, I was telling you guys last week, I helped my daughter with her college thing because she's taking hybrid whatever.
Oh yeah, right.
And we just did the whole thing on the computer and looked up the answers. And then I was like, I'm not going to be there to help you cheat at school. You got to figure out how to cheat on your own at school.
Yeah.
That's good parenting.
That's yeah. You're at the top of your fucking game right
These are
now.
all the same fucking dumb teachers that said you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket every day. And
Yeah.
you do. You have a mega computer. That's
There was
better
a-
than the space shuttle.
I guess
Right.
there was a
They were
time
wrong about
where
that one for sure.
I guess there was a big trend of the doctors telling people that their babies' heads were misshaped and that they needed to wear a helmet to like reshape their skull or make sure their skull grows normally.
Don't you remember that whole thing? There was a lot of kids wearing helmets
Yeah.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that was just like a fad that
That's
went
what they
out.
did
'Cause I
to
don't hear about it
RFK.
at all anymore.
It was like satanic panic, man. Like, yeah.
Well, you know who I remember talking about it? It was Adam Carolla.
Oh.
So back whenever whenever he had like his twins were babies, they tried to tell him to do it with his son, and he said, "No, I'm not going to do it."
They had to
No,
share
we're not gonna
one
do that.
helmet. They had to
Yeah.
switch it back and forth.
two
You only
kids,
get the
one
helmet
helmet.
half the time. We can afford one helmet.
That love line money.
Oh man.
But yeah, so that kind of stuff, like you hear about it happening, and then you're just like, whatever, okay.
Yeah.
This is just like the latest thing
Yeah.
that they're trying to.
It was the same thing with
convince
Zika. Remember Zika in 2016? They were like, if you get bit with Zika and you get pregnant or you are pregnant, you will have a baby with a massive head and a
Yeah.
small body.
Yeah.
I've seen no massive headed, small body.
Yeah, what happened
people.
to all the Zika babies?
We fell
Right,
for
what
some of
happened
that
to
shit. We
Zika?
I'm going to ask
staggered.
that question to Twitter, actually.
Yeah.
What happened to all the Zika babies?
Yeah, what happened to all the Zika babies?
We staggered our vaccines for our kids, all the polio and everything, because we didn't want them to get hit with all that shit at once.
Yeah.
Because you can option to do it. And then I learned that lesson on Friday. I got the flu and the COVID vaccine. So now I'm retarded and I want to vote for Bernie Sanders. And my arm hurts.
You're still getting COVID vaccines? I'm not touching that shit.
Because I got it. So I don't want to get it again. That
I got it
sucks.
too, and it fucking sucked, but I still don't want to
Wow.
get more shots.
I got it this year because I had to get the flu one anyway, and it was right around the corner. CVS texted me, and they were like, "Come by 3 p.m." And I was like, "Sure." I think it's a 3-day weekend coming up. Why not? But
Yeah.
I felt like holy high hell all day
Did you?
Friday.
Oh man, dude, I felt like fucking dog shit yesterday. I woke up. I had
You look like dog shit.
Oh, well, thank you. That's the nicest thing. I've been hanging out with my wife today. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me all day.
You look
I've
like
been married
dog
for
shit.
15 years. That's the nicest thing someone
Dude, that's
said
the
in 2
nicest thing.
decades.
Dude, that's the nicest thing someone said to me in a long time.
Did you have sleepovers at your house, other kids?
No.
Never?
No.
You never had other kids sleep over with your kids?
Not really. Dude, my kids are kind of loners. They're weirdos.
Okay. What's the standard, like, when you're supposed to pick up your kid from another place the next day?
I think noon.
Noon at the latest.
Noon at the latest.
These fucking kids' parents didn't call us after a sleepover on Friday, Saturday, until my wife texted her at 3. So they didn't ever call us ever. I mean, the 3 hours between noon and 3 were awkward because we had to stop talking in front of this kid about why his parents didn't want him. He was bummed out. He went upstairs and went to sleep.
What kind of ethnicity is this kid?
Oh, he's black. No, he's normal. He's of normal ethnicity.
He's normal ethnicity.
He's basic.
Okay, he's basic white bitch.
Standard American.
He's a standard
Optimus
American.
Prime just died.
Yeah, I can't watch.
Oh, man.
I cried at this when I was little.
The Transformers animated 1986 movie is free on YouTube.
The only Transformers movie that exists anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are real weird. People are real strange. I'm like more than fine cutting off a conversation of this kind of like caliber, right? Like this is not.
I'm gonna go over here now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my neighbor and I were having this conversation today. Not my good neighbor, my Indian neighbor. Just in case Ryan's listening, and he's like, "Is he talking about me?" So me and
I know your Indian neighbor. I talked to him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Did he show up with his wife?
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
wives?
yeah.
How many wives?
Oh,
They're not Mormon.
It's time for Middle Eastern women to feel seen. So take off your hijabs and liberate yourself. I'm going to do a bunch of bits for women around the world to do things that are politically correct that will get them killed.
In their country.
It's time for Chinese women to feel heard and use your voice.
It's time to speak out, China woman.
All the women in the world will die.
Yeah.
It's time for Ethiopian children to have a seat at the table and eat with the rest of us.
It's time for Somali girls to have a clit.
You know what? It's time for
clit.
Sexual liberation.
yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Why hasn't all this spread to those places? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to hear about it.
Yeah.
We have to hear about
A bunch of other good ideas
Why
came
shouldn't
out
they?
of
They're the
America,
worst.
and
They're the
everyone-
worst ones.
Yeah.
They're not the best. We're the best ones.
Right.
Everyone stole all the rest of our great ideas. Why didn't this one spread around?
Yeah.
Everybody used our electricity. Anytime you go to another country, everybody says they invented everything. I went to Europe and they're like, Thomas Edison didn't do light bulb. It was us.
Oh my God,
You
dude.
go to Italy and they're like, we fucking invented pizza.
Dude.
It's a great job. Greece is the worst. They're like, we invented democracy and like ideas.
Yeah.
We invented ideas.
We Greeks invented democracy.
Yeah.
You also invented homos.
Greece is the worst.
Yeah.
Greece
So
is the word. Greece is the word. It's the word.
What is it?
You've seen the movie Grease, right?
Oh yeah.
Because he goes, Greece is the worst. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, are you starting to sing the song from Greece now?
That's the rapiest fucking movie ever. It's so.
Did you put up a fight?
Did you put up a fight?
That and that one movie that's just about a rape, The Last Night, and then the Italian one,
The Last Duel.
one with Monica Bellucci getting raped in the tunnel. That's a pretty rapey movie.
That's a pretty rapey movie.
So it's a September 1st.
So like we're the best ones.
Yeah.
We're not even as rapey as the Europeans.
No.
Yeah,
They've
that's
normalized
true.
it.
Because
That's true.
look how rapey like French movies are and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of real
Yeah.
rapey shit going on in France, and
I think that needs to be
Italian cinema.
American white dudes' motto to
Yeah.
the feminists to help them is no, we're the best ones.
yeah,
Remember when sexual assault?
dudes in America, we're the best ones out of all the dudes everywhere.
dude,
Yeah.
for fucking
We're
real.
we're definitely
the
better
main
than the
dudes.
Italian dudes. They're definitely that is that's their greeting.
We
is
invented
grabbing women
dudes.
by the
Dudes
pussy.
is a
Grab it,
cowboy
yeah,
name.
exactly.
Dude is a cowboy. That's an
Yeah.
American concept.
yeah.
Remember when sexual assault used to be cute? Like he's a bit of a gropey Gus.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like Mad Men times.
Yeah, we don't even do that anymore. We're better than that now.
But it's the same thing with pedophilia.
Saying, stop
too.
demonizing
Like,
sexual assault. It used to be cute. And
Yeah,
now everybody's
yeah.
like, he
Like-
murdered me with his eyes.
Well, it was the same thing with like a kind of a molesty uncle. They'd be like, "Oh, he's a funny uncle. Ah, yeah,
Hey, Uncle
stay away
Molesty."
from Uncle Bill. He's a funny uncle." It's like, holy shit! You think about it in retrospect, you're like telling an 8-year-old kid to stay away from an uncle because he's gonna grab you and pecker. Like,
He's a little funny because he looks at kids, but this other guy rapes kids. He's hilarious. He is really funny.
he's the funniest.
dude has got-
He-
Well, he started out funny and then he just got awesome.
he's at the top of his fucking comedy game.
I think that took about 20 years of those uncles showing up in vans and kidnapping kids for people to finally say, yeah, that's something that's more serious than an uncle, right? I mean, there have been so many Jeffrey Dahmers and the guy who the guy who killed Adam Walsh, the little boy, you know, the guy, the reason that we had America's Most Wanted, that guy, like that stuff started happening, and now everybody's like, yeah, that's pretty bad. We should evolve, right? aren't we the guys who evolved? Who, if there's an uncle, we're gonna like fucking get him like swatted, man.
Oh, yeah.
The original Funkle was the funny guy. He's funny. He's a Funkle. He's a fun guy. Go over to your uncle's and have some fun. So Derek Chauvin got stabbed again in a different prison. They keep moving him around.
Ooh.
September 1st, everybody. We got news from the last month now.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of prison movies and shows. The Escape from Dannemora and Mayor of Kingstown. And if you're going to get
a new mayor of Kingstown, isn't there? I haven't watched any season.
If you're going to get stabbed in prison, moving you is not going to help.
No.
They have their own internet.
Right.
They're going to stab you everywhere.
Right, yeah.
They can move you around. You're still going to get stabbed.
Derek Chauvin has no chance.
He's pretty good chance. He got stabbed 24 times and still lived. Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they should put their knee on his neck and see how he does.
Yeah. Did you guys watch that The Fall of Minneapolis? We probably shouldn't talk about it. It's not a thing that we talk about in polite company.
Well, we're about to talk about all that right now.
Oh.
I got an OLED TV, so I've started following this r/OLED gaming.
Oh.
And you know what OLEDs are famous for?
Is it black or blacks?
Black, huh?
Yeah.
So
was that the right way to say it?
All the headlines for the subreddit are, look at these blacks. Look at these rich blacks. Look at these true blacks.
Yeah.
And this one guy was like, mine are kind of washed out. And I was like, your blacks were they lazy? They're not working good? The blacks aren't working. He's like, I'm looking at everyone else's blacks on the subreddit, and my blacks aren't seeming to be working as well.
Yeah.
You guys have vivid, inky blacks.
Yeah.
And mine are just not doing what they're supposed to do. And it's all screenshots from a phone of a TV, like you can fucking tell.
Like that's the thing that's gonna like make it.
Man, that George Floyd video is just popping.
Yeah,
the blacks are so black. You know that was captured in 4K, right? Blacks are popping.
And then I was watching Rings of Power,
the
and
blacks' necks are popping.
Lord Sauron started speaking a different language, and they were like, he speaks the black speech. I was like, even back then, Tolkien knew.
Man, yeah.
I had a white privilege.
Did you call him Tolkien?
Tolkien? J.R.R. Tolkien?
Tolkien? I think Tolkien.
Yeah.
Tolkien?
I think the most fancy you get is Tolkien.
Tolkien. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's if you want to lift your pinky when you say the guy's
I say
name
panis for penis. It's a panis.
That's my panis.
I had a white privilege dream that my phone screen was cracked, and I was horrified. I woke up immediately and checked my phone. I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
It's just a nightmare. It's fine. She's like, what's wrong? You're making all this noise. I'm like, it's okay, honey. Everything's okay. Shut up. I had a bad nightmare. Oh, is it your family died? Yeah, it's worse.
Hey, what do you think is the appropriate amount of time? By the way, I don't think you evaded this, but what's the appropriate amount of time to listen to someone talk about their dreams? I think that was about the right amount of time. I think you saying
an open mic set, 5 tops.
5 tops. You think 5 tops?
Hard out after 5. That's insane. 5 is kind of insane. It's like 3 p.m. for a sleepover.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's a lot of my time that you're using.
So too.
It better grab me by a minute in.
If I'm in your dream, we can go a little. You can go over. The light's at 5. If you get another minute.
Okay.
We'll go 6 on if I'm in it. And if you fuck me in the dream, we can do 7. We can go 7 on that one. If we did something gay in the dream, and then if you came in that dream, that means you're gay now.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. I noted that for the future dreams that I have about you, where I come or don't come.
Stop thinking about it right now, because you're gonna have that now.
Oh God damn it.
The more you think about it during the day, it rears its ugly head.
All my dreams are over anyway. It doesn't matter.
Did you hear RFK Jr. drove 5 hours to cut off a whale's head?
No.
They're just making shit up now.
Yeah.
This muckraking is like, they just come up with the weirdest little Trump has small hands. Hillary murdered somebody. They're just making up fake stuff.
So have you heard the one about JD Vance?
Mm-hmm. Oh, about him humping the couch?
Yeah, and you know how that happened, right?
No.
Okay.
I know how it can happen.
So one single Twitter account, right?
No.
Basically said on page 196 of Hillbilly Elegy, JD Vance describes having sex with a couch with like how in Josh's old joke that he used to do about putting the Ziploc bag in between the couch cushions.
Hands free.
Yeah.
So one Twitter, and that's obviously not true, right?
Yeah.
You go to that thing, that's nothing in that whole book about it.
Yeah.
But then the AP posted a fact check saying, did JD Vance have sex with a couch or describe it in the thing? Yeah. And then they said,
these are just ideas.
And their determination was, no, that is false.
Yeah.
And
but
so
a lot of people are saying that.
Not only did they put that up, and then they retracted the article. They took down the article
In
to where you
tiny
can't
print.
even find their fact check.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
So
They
it like
should make
it
allegations
like
illegal.
negative Streisanded it into existence.
This is how dudes ended up in jail for 47 years on a fake rape.
So that is why all of your liberal California friends on Facebook and stuff are probably constantly posting about how J.D. Vance is a couch fucker.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I have my friends that are all like DNC bots now.
Yeah.
Like they are like they like couch fucker, oh, weirdo couch fucker. And it's all because of that one little AP fact check.
I mean, they're definitely off their fucking rockers, but they're not fucking couches.
Obviously, but it's just it turned into a good meme about him. And Trump has done that back at other people too.
Yeah.
It's like using one of Trump's tactics and just sticking the other person with it, no matter even if it's not true. And it actually kind of worked. I was really surprised.
Well, the Walls guy talked about it, right? He talked about
yeah,
it.
he made a
Tim
couch
Walz
fucking
is a
joke.
leprechaun.
Yeah,
And he has gold at the end of a rainbow. A lot of people are, I'm not saying it's true, but is he? I don't know.
So-
A lot of people are telling me that he might
I don't
be.
know that it's not true.
what everybody has to realize is that this J.D. Vance fucking a couch thing is basically their version of Michelle Obama is really a man.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody knows that's not true,
Yeah.
but it's really funny to say it.
Right. Yeah.
So RFK Jr. has become like on full Ted Cruz now. He's a Trump guy now.
Yeah.
And Trump was like, RFK Jr. is a gay retard. Everybody hates him. And then he was like, I love you.
Yeah.
I wonder, did you ever get on a Teams call and it says your voice quality is bad?
Yeah.
You need to check your microphone. I wonder if that happens every time RFK Jr.
Yeah.
gets on any microphone.
Hey, how you doing?
Your voice quality is bad. You should feel bad.
Just period.
He did you see his speech that he gave?
No.
Where he like for 20 minutes he talked about actual issues like about how unhealthy we are, our healthcare costs and all that stuff. He was like really pushing it. But then I was like, well, number one, you eat roadkill,
Yeah, dude.
and then number two, you're now endorsing the guy who eats McDonald's every day.
Yeah. Right.
That's like kid burning ants level of psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That eats roadkill and takes it around and puts it on bikes and drives and cuts off whale heads on a road trip.
Leaves bear cubs in Central Park.
Dude. Yeah.
So the Taliban has banned the sound of women's voices singing or reading in public. Again, a lot of good ideas come from other countries and they don't spread around quick enough. You know?
I'm just going to say it. The Taliban is not very nice.
We were just saying America's original dudes, but I think Taliban is like maybe
Yeah.
second place for having rad dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
For having the raddest dudes.
Yeah.
Whenever I heard that, all I thought of was I don't know if you know who this guy is, but I thought of finally some peace and quiet. Because there was a guy, I think he was in the gaming industry, who I guess it was one of those little Twitter movements that happened in like the mid 2010s or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a day without a woman.
Oh, yeah.
It was, and so like all women were like, none of these nurses or whatever, or like how
remember
society
this.
would shut down.
I remember this. Yes.
And the guy just replied to it, said, "Man, finally some peace and quiet."
Yeah.
He was like a head developer of some game or something,
Yeah.
and he got completely canceled.
Yeah. That would do it. That would do it. Yeah, I remember that.
See what happens. Okay, see what happens over in Afghanistan when they ban women from talking in public, and see what happens over here when we make a joke about women not talking in public. What happens to us as opposed to what happens to the Taliban?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that was
Like I said, we are the best ones.
Yeah.
We are the best dudes.
Yeah.
Because if we even make a joke about that, we have to lose our jobs and apologize.
Well, Donnie, what about toxic masculinity? Have you ever thought about that?
It is in everything. It is literally made up of the very atoms.
Then how come kids without dads are more fucked up then? Then about how his masculinity, and then every study says he didn't have a father.
Yeah.
And that's why he's all false. Something helped.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Texas is ranked among the worst states in the U.S. for women's equality, report says. So again,
Okay,
we've got
maybe
some-
we're not the best ones here in Texas,
we're number one.
but
We're
we're in
number
the
one.
best country,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's other states in this country that are the best, maybe.
Yeah.
Texas is ranked
According
among
to this
worst.
study.
I think they spelled best wrong. Texas ranked among best states in the U.S. for women's equality. I saw a screenshot of the cheerleader's salary that they're bitching that they don't make any money because it came out to like 20 grand or something.
Well, dude,
They don't fucking work.
Well,
They work one day a week.
Look, man, they work, but like, let's just be real about it. No one's paying to like watch a whole 3-hour thing where chicks are cheerleading. They want to see a glimpse of it. They want to see like a glimpse of it during a 3-hour game.
That's right.
As of 2022, NFL cheerleaders typically earn between $75 to $150 per game, with an average salary of around $22,500.
Okay.
They're waitresses.
Yeah.
That's basically what they are.
Well,
They're
you know what?
waitresses.
There's
I'm
other
stripping
jobs-
my way through being a cheerleader.
There's other jobs where they can make $200,000.
Well, that's the thing,
a year.
though, is
They're
if you're an NFL cheerleader, then you're model level.
right.
And you're basically you're
getting paid in exposure like
you're
South
getting
by.
paid in exposure, right? That's always been their deal or whatever with the NFL cheerleaders.
Right.
Because
You
then
wanna
I
fucking
mean,
be on
if
TV
you're,
every
if
week
you're
or
a
not?
Cowboys cheerleader, you have
Yeah.
photographers lining up after you.
It's the first
right?
thing they
Like
say to
that.
all those girls. Smile.
Yeah.
On camera, smile.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
girls are smiling the fuck out of their faces every time. Please
Oh,
hire
yeah.
me for something. I don't want to jump up and down anymore. So we got this game, Wukong, Black Monkey Wukong, that we've been playing.
Oh, how's
It's like
that?
the number one selling game in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It had
It's the racist game.
Uh-oh.
But they have streaming guidelines. If you're going
It's
to
a
stream
bigot
the game, you
game, yeah.
can't say certain stuff. And one of the things that's banned if you're going to stream their game, they said if the government of China, whatever the game company, Game Science, said, please don't stream any feminist propaganda. So we're going to stream the game later and talk about how women should get to vote and sing and do poetry and say stuff and get paid for cheerleading.
Yeah, all of the above.
See
Yeah.
if we get canceled from Chinese
And
game
then
streaming.
and then
good.
we're gonna switch over to him playing the game while I read the Wikipedia entry for the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Just switch over to me playing the new Star Wars game and you can talk about how women are dumb the whole time.
Yeah.
Look at this dumb bitch. She thinks she's Han Solo. They basically copy-pasted Han Solo onto a fucking pussy. And then we got all these cancel tweets from the Acolyte because everybody got their feelings hurt when they canceled the Star Wars show
you were
that
just
everyone
not
said
in,
sucked.
you're not in with any like Star Wars news or anything.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I'll pretend like I am.
Yeah.
If you guys want to.
I'm curious about how much of that kind of stuff gets into like the shit that you read, like what's going on with like nerd stuff, because you don't seem to be very like
I'm bad, Don.
like
I'm
maybe you just don't surf the internet all day like me.
I'm pretty offline.
Yeah.
Pretty offline.
I don't know how you do that because you've been so in places plugged into networks.
I know, but I think I don't know what it is, but like I have my nerd shit that I'm into, right?
Yeah.
But it's like
Tolkien?
it's like,
Tolkien?
it's
Tolkien.
Tolkien's Palmas.
No, it's like like I mean I have like the nerd shit that I'm into. Like I was super into Asimov, right? Like I love certain sci-fi.
Such a fucking pervert, man.
Yeah.
You picked the
Man.
second most pervy sci-fi guy behind like Piers Anthony. That's what I read. The little boy's riding around a female centaur and he has to grab her boobs to hold on.
To hold on. Yeah.
And the whole chapter is about how it was a little uncomfortable. It was okay. I
man.
wanted him to be safe.
Dude, I was just thinking that besides Running the Light, the most disturbing book that I ever. By the way, you have to read that.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it.
But
This is the first book I've read since
besides
Beastie Boys book came out.
Besides Running the Light, the most disturbing book I ever read was the David Lynch book about Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the Laura Palmer's Diary. Do you guys know about this?
Mm-mm.
Did this come out
written
at
by
the
David
time?
Lynch?
Yeah.
This came out around
This came
the time
out
of
in like 91, 92.
Written by David Lynch?
And it was written by David Lynch.
Okay.
And it is a fucking creep fest, dude.
He's
I
having
mean,
some problems recently.
Is he?
His mind is going.
He's got emphysema,
Yeah.
and he
Does he
said,
smoke?
Oh yeah, he said, "There's nothing I like more than the taste of a cigarette."
That's the
And
worst taste.
I mean,
in the
he even
world.
said it in the
Yeah,
the.
not a great taste.
Yeah,
he
why
even
don't you
said
go
it
down
in
on
the-
a French woman, you'll taste a bunch of cigarettes.
He even said it in his note, like the press release. He's like, "I'm never going to stop directing movies, but I can't direct movies in person anymore," and so he like has
That's a
to
sweet
direct
deal.
movies remotely.
Dude, that's a pretty good impersonation of David Lynch.
I've watched a lot of interviews with
He
him.
was on Louis.
He was on Louis, yeah.
Yeah, he was
So-
great on Louis.
Oh, he
Dude.
was really good on Louis, yeah.
Joanna Robinson said about the cancellation of Acolyte, I hate this. Leslie Headland, the first woman to create a Star Wars series, tapped into something fresh and exciting in the fandom with season 1, and while I had my notes, she absolutely deserved a second season to let those ideas cook. We all lose with this. This is like our friend talking
Yeah.
that we were talking about earlier. This
Yeah,
cunty bitch
Yeah.
crap.
Using the stupid new little fad buzzwords like cook I'm really getting to where I'm sick of hearing people saying, let him cook, or you cooked him. Oh, it's cooking. You're really cooking right now.
This is the first time I've heard that.
See, you're so unplugged that you are not. I need to be more like you.
I don't.
Well, he got raped by Blizzard Entertainment, so he stopped looking at screens ever again.
No, I mean, I
got Cosby roomed.
I got Cosby roomed.
Show me on the dolly where the media touched you.
Right here.
Right here. Right on your tattoo.
Right.
Breathed all over my Hendrix tattoo. The ironic thing that is, even with the most beloved animated Star Wars shows like the Clone Wars and Rebels, it's widely agreed that the first seasons were a bit rough, as the shows were still finding their footing. Why not grant the Acolyte that same kind of leeway? Because animation doesn't cost anything.
No.
Acolyte was millions of dollars of special effects. It was live action. They couldn't afford to do it again if people didn't like it.
Yeah.
The trailer got more thumbs downs than thumbs ups on YouTube. They should have figured it out then. But they'd already spent the money, so they had to air the first season.
Yeah.
They put it off for a long time, too.
This news about the Acolyte is honestly just indicative of a much larger problem with the streaming platforms and giant corporations that own them in general. No show has a 100% chance of survival anymore. The pilot episode no longer really exists. Any show, no matter how ratings or reviews, is subject to be canceled at any point and either ripped off of the platform entirely, making it legally inaccessible
I don't
to
think
watch.
that's true. I think that if stuff is good, people watch the stuff.
Whenever somebody says they can't lose any weight,
Yeah.
and then you ask them, like, what are you eating? And they say, well, I'm eating like salad and chicken and stuff, and then I'm eating 3 donuts every night.
Yeah.
The problem's the 3 donuts.
Yeah, right.
Maybe the show is just bad and nobody watched it.
Yeah.
I've been
Maybe
eating.
that's the 3 donuts
Right.
of Star Wars
That's
right now.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the secret to weight loss? I've been eating Ozempic through my stomach skin once a day. It's the only thing I eat. I just inject myself. Canceling the Acolyte is one of the worst decisions ever. It was a series that was finally pushing Star Wars into a new, fresh direction.
Wait, have y'all watched this?
Yeah, I watched it. Donna didn't.
He
It's my job to eat
sucks
this
at the
shit.
slop pot. The slop pot.
And
yeah.
it was a fucking terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was really bad. It was one of those where if you are trying to force yourself to like something to the point where it's like Orwellian,
Yeah.
that's when you would be able to say that it's really, really good.
What sucks is it was the old Republic, and everyone's been looking forward to that, and there's been lore about it in novels and comics about like 1,000 years before, when Yoda was like 200 or 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, none of this makes anything.
It was the High Republic of the Jedi ran everything, and there was no bad guys.
I'll pretend though.
Yeah.
Donnie, I'm good at pretending.
Yeah.
People have been nerding out.
So
about
do you
this
remember?
era,
Do you remember in
and they fucked it up.
1999, whenever Star Wars Episode 1 came
Yeah,
out,
I do.
how crazy everybody was about it, or
I
whatever?
do. I was working
Right.
in tech at the time. Like I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just never went and saw it.
No.
Didn't have
That's
companies
crazy.
take everybody to go see his company takes him to fucking go see Wolverine and shit.
So by the time I worked at a company that started doing that, it was 2006. It was Blizzard, and we never went and saw Star Wars
Yeah,
movies.
you're too
It was
busy
always-
raping each
we
other
saw
in the
like
Cosby Room.
City of God. Was that we?
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
The Brazilian
smart.
movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They rented out the whole movie theater, and we went and saw it. And they previewed. Dude, they previewed Overwatch in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And
So, like development footage and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
On
That's
the
how
big
long they were
screen,
working on
on like the StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3 in 2006. We watched that, and then we watched City of God in the movie theater.
So finally pushing Star Wars into a new, fresh directions, and was set up for an even better second season.
Okay,
But a bunch of babies couldn't handle
so
that, and now we'll be stuck
I'm
with more of
curious,
the same forever.
This is what I think about this. So, like, there's shows that I love or loved,
Mm-hmm.
like Arrested Development, for example. I fucking loved Arrested Development. When it went off the air, I was like, I don't get it. But then when I really just thought about it for one more second, I was like, I do get it. This isn't what everyone would be into. This is pretty. This isn't really mainstream. It's kind of.
But it's being aired on, like, it was on major networks.
It
right?
was on
Yeah.
Fox. It was
it's on Fox.
fucking Fox in prime time.
Dude, do you watch any of that now? Fox,
No.
NBC, any of the shows that are on that? I haven't watched one of their shows in at least 10 or 15
No,
years.
me and Kristen were just talking about this last night. I was saying how, like, we watched How I Met Your Mother in, like,
2008 or
Dude,
something.
Arrested Development is
Yeah.
exhausting because it's too funny.
Yeah.
You have to pay. You can't look at your phone.
Yeah.
you have to keep up with every joke, and it's like riveting.
And it's not for everyone.
If you like comedy, it's like
right. If you like comedy,
a spy movie where you're like, what is going on?
Right, but it's not the kind of It's not the kind of show where you can just kind of like.
Oh, you have to catch all the nuance and subtext,
like
context.
There's a lot of incest jokes, like the
good stuff.
Like 5 years later, it would have been a good. It would have been like Orange is the New Black.
Yeah,
like Arrested Development could have gone for all of its seasons. Like if it had just been a little bit later to the game or whatever.
Right.
Like the Acolyte being canceled is just another example of toxic internet hate. The show never got a chance to breathe. Half the people hating on it never even watched an episode.
Breathe.
It's not my favorite piece of Star Wars content, but it certainly didn't deserve to be axed.
So every single one of these people that he's reading
is a bitch.
Has their pronouns in their Twitter bio.
Yeah.
I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. It's like the pronoun crowd loves it.
And then one smart guy finally chimed in at the end. Remember, critics had nothing to do with the cancellation, only analytics, metrics, and corporate interests, and most of all, viewership. The show failed because it betrayed the brand, put an agenda before legacy, characters, and sincere storytelling. Thank you.
There we go.
Do you ever listen to We Might Be Drunk with Mark Norman and Sam Morril? The show?
I never do.
Podcast?
No.
It's great. They're New York comedians. They get drunk.
Yeah.
But they had Drea De Matteo on from The Sopranos, and they just watched clips with her. And she's amazing. She's like a slutty, flirty mom. She's a lesbian. But I was listening to it, and I was like,
Drea De Matteo?
I could wank to this. Her voice is
Which one's
cute.
Drea De Matteo?
It's Christopher's girlfriend.
Oh, Christopher's girlfriend.
She's not a lesbian.
She's not?
She has kids.
So
she had
saying
kids with
there's a
Shooter
chance.
Jennings.
Yeah.
I got all pissed that she was a lesbian. I was like, fucking bitch.
Is she the one who's...
That's what's stopping me from fucking her, that she's gay. Nothing else.
Is she the one who sat on the dog? Did she sit on the dog?
No, Christopher sat on the
her
dog. Yeah,
that's what it was.
No, Drea De Matteo had kids with Shooter. She was married to Shooter Jennings,
Sweet.
Waylon Jennings' son.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And he had kids. They're divorced now, but now she's apparently got an OnlyFans. But I don't think it's a naked OnlyFans. I think it's just like a
I can
pay to follow me
quite a bit.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. She was so cute on the show. She got drunk. She was flirting with these comedians. I was like, oh, Godawful.
She could still be a fucking lesbian.
I mean,
right?
Yeah, she can do some lesbian stuff on OnlyFans. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, like she could have
Gay
been
for
married to
pay.
Shooter Jennings and then gone lesbian.
Yeah,
it might be one of those where she's like now she's bisexual
Yeah.
and she's banging women. I don't know how did you
I
even
thought
hear that she was a
connected
lesbian?
to like Anne
What do you
Heche or
think?
something.
How did you just make up that she was a lesbian?
Yeah, maybe I had a dream.
What do you think is the most?
I gotta check it.
What do you
can't
think
talk
is-
about it for more than 5 minutes, but I think I had a dream about that.
What do you think is the most?
No, I fucked both of you in the dream, so we can talk about it for 8 minutes. And we all fucked Drea De Matteo in the lesbian.
You keep this to 8 minutes, and it's only because you fucked me.
Light
and
at
Donnie in the
7.
dream.
One more minute, you got it. 8.
Drea De Matteo, there's no indication she's a lesbian. I had to check.
Okay.
She was
Did a lot of my own research.
engaged to the bassist from Whitesnake.
Nice.
Oh shit! Did you?
She's so Adriana in real life.
Yeah.
That's like the so Adriana thing to do.
Hey, what do you think is the most kind of like dishonest LGBTQ like sect? Like, is it? I think it's either bisexual or what do you call it? Like non-binary.
Non-binary, yeah.
I think non-binary. Personally, I think non-binary because I think that like
Anything where you have to live a double life and lie to your family, it's pretty dishonest.
But
If you're talking about the whole sect
I mean
or sects.
here's the thing: if you're gay, you have to like do some shit to be gay. Like
Not necessarily. And we've talked about this before. There are gay guys that don't do ass shit. I thought it was like a biker gang. Like you got to fucking get reamed out if you want to be one of the real bros. It was a gatekeeping thing.
No. Okay.
The gate is your asshole.
But so like yeah, gay is an action. It's an attraction and it's an actions. It's actions, right?
Yeah.
But gender is just who you are on the inside.
Right.
So anybody can just say, "Oh, I'm different on the inside,"
Right.
and then they're special, right? But there's not really anything different about them from the average person who does not identify that way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I lived with my 2 best friends for 5 years when I was 20, and I loved those guys. And we would get drunk and be like, we should get a kid. We should all adopt a kid together, us 3, and have my 3 dads.
Yeah.
could have totally been gay, except we kept having dumb sluts over and fucking them. But outside of that, I mean,
no.
we loved each other very much.
That is very distinct.
We would fight for each other. We would get fucked up for each other. We would betray everyone else for each other. I mean, it was love. It's brotherly, I guess, love. I don't know.
But
there's a retard monkey tribe.
Yeah.
There's a retard monkey tribe of dude monkeys.
Primal love. You, me, good friend.
But you wouldn't get tricked into fucking each other in the butt.
No.
So without that, there's no gayness.
No, that did happen at the house. Gay Jeff was turning out straight dudes. That was his favorite thing.
Oh, so wait, one of the dudes was gay?
No, it was the fourth guy that I worked at a restaurant with that would come party with us. He lived down the road. But he would victimize young, impressionable,
apparently
homophobic straight dudes that called him a faggot and then ended up sucking his dick later.
It's way easier on Australian guys from the bush.
From the bush.
Like Nathan.
Yeah.
Like Nathan got
You're a bushman. You sure are scared of bush.
He got tricked into sucking a dick.
Tricked into sucking a dick?
Yeah.
Did you watch
Tricky dick.
Black Mirror?
I didn't watch every episode of Black Mirror, but I watched a lot of them.
Did you watch Love, Sex, Robots?
Tell me what the episode was.
It's an animation. It's like Spike and Mike's Animation Festival.
I don't think I watched that one.
It's on Netflix. It's really good. It's some of the best video game cutscene CG animators just doing their own short stories.
About robots.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death. And Robots.
Yeah.
So there's been 2 seasons of that. It's really good. It's quick, easy, bite
Wait,
size.
how does this relate to Black Mirror?
We're just in nerd news now.
Oh, okay.
So they're making another one called Secret Level, and it's all video game stuff. They're doing a God of War one.
Oh, nice.
So those guys got to get, and then that's on Amazon. So they're getting Bezos money, which is good because I was hoping they would get more
Bezos
products.
money. Nice.
So Theo Vaughn had on Bernie Sanders on his podcast this past weekend, and then a couple weeks later he had Trump.
Woo.
So he's doing pretty good at podcasts, but he is America. He's got a mullet. He doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He says crazy shit.
Wait, Theo Vaughn had fucking Trump and
Bernie within the
Sanders?
span of a month, and they were both just fascinated with him. Like, who the hell is this guy?
So have you not seen the clip of Theo Vaughn explaining cocaine to Donald Trump?
No.
And Donald Trump basically going, "Wow, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
No.
That's
This
some
is some
crazy
dirty
stuff."
stuff.
Yeah, he just goes. He tells him about what doing cocaine is
It'll make
like.
you feel like a barn owl on your front
How
porch.
can fucking Trump go on Theo Vaughn but not be on like Rogan? Like, how is that?
Because Rogan doesn't want him
Yeah,
on.
Rogan betrayed him. Rogan endorsed RFK.
Oh, I don't know anything about this.
Sort of. He said he liked his ideas or something.
According
Liked his ideas. What
according
a fucking retard.
according to
Fascinating.
Joe, at least there have been several times over the past few years that somebody's been trying to make it happen with Trump being on.
Yeah, they
And
see
Joe
each
has
other at
said
UFC.
Joe has said that he has said no each time.
They see each other at UFC and they fist bump and they say
Yeah.
what's up and
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're just both two alphas. They can't be in the same room together.
Yeah,
Start throwing poop.
Yeah. Start throwing poop.
I mean, he might though. But that's the thing is that Rogan doesn't want to help Trump get into office.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing. Like, he doesn't want to have. I can actually kind of respect him that much, where he has not come straight out and said I'm voting for Trump or all that kind of stuff. So, and then he said,
most of the
he
comedians
liked
just say, "I don't
RFK.
Most of the comedians just say I don't vote, so they don't get into it.
That's my bumper sticker that I'm going to make.
You're probably lying. You
After
probably voted.
November, it's going to say, "Don't blame me. I didn't vote."
Yeah. Anytime we would, this doesn't happen here, but in California, whenever we go to the grocery store during election season, there would always be someone there to like try to get you to register to vote.
Yeah.
And so we'd walk in and they would be like, can we get you to register? Oh, what was it? Yeah. Can we get you to register to vote? And Kristen's like, we don't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And I
a
was
good way
like,
out of it.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
And they were like, you don't vote? And we're like, and she's like, no, we don't vote. I was like, okay, that's
Yeah, we don't do anal or heroin either.
That's a pretty baller move. Yeah, we don't do it.
Stop bothering us with your weird shit that you're
Yeah.
into,
Get
weirdo.
yeah, get the fuck away from me, you weirdo.
So I was reading 1 Kings 18:27 yesterday because I remembered this Bible story and I wanted to confirm that it was real because I haven't read the Bible in so long. It's when this.
You have a Bible around there?
I still have some Bibles. No, it's just the internet. The whole Bible's on the internet now. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
So there's two. There's the Abraham and God, normal God, white God,
Right.
and then there's these filthy cinnamon people with their God.
Right.
That's called Baal. It's like a demon or whatever. And they're having a god off contest of who's god off contest of whose god's better. And Abraham's like, look, let's make a pyre to do a sacrifice of a goat or whatever of wood, and our God will light ours on fire. And whoever's God lights theirs on fire first wins. So the Christian fire lit. And then Abraham was looking at the demon fire, and he was like, maybe your God is going to the bathroom. It was like the first poop joke of history ever. And it's good material, so I was trying to imagine what the delivery and timing was in ancient Aramaic.
What was the verse again?
1 Kings 18:27.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up.
Perhaps your God is doing a doo-doo. And he's too busy jerking off in the shower to light your fire. Our God already jerked off in the shower when he woke up at 5 a.m. And he took a shit because he saw the future, and he knew we were going to need him to light a fire later today.
Man.
I had a girl that broke up with me because I quit going to church. I got Holy Ghosted.
Oh, ouch.
We went to a party across the street, and it was my buddy's 40th birthday party, and we were so hungover. Neither of us wanted to go. We were lying around watching.
Wait, this is recent?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Okay, yeah.
And we were both just loafing around watching Mayor Kingstown. Like, I don't want to fucking go to this thing. It was our good buddy. It's his birthday. We should at least say what's up. And we just hemmed and hawed back and forth. Finally, I stood up and I was like, I'm going. I went over there. There's 3 people I knew there. It was bright lights, and they all surrounded me. They're all drunk talking to me. And I was like, this is too much. I'm kidding. I have worse social anxiety when I'm hungover. I hate everybody already anyway when I woke up. Yeah. So I tried to put in a good, appearance and say what's up and say happy birthday. Right. And then I looked out the back door, and in the backyard there was a baby pool with a girl in a bikini dancing in it. And I was like, cool party. What's going on here? You guys hired a go-go dancer? And then I went closer to the back window and looked out, and her baby was in the pool with her. She was having a fun time with her baby. Oh. She lost all the baby weight. She was hot. And then she came in and took a shit, and she put her baby on the floor and went and took a shit. And I was like, what's going on, floor baby? No, my friends were like, did you just call it Alicia Floor Baby? And I was like, I don't know that girl. I don't know that baby. She just put her kid on the floor and took a shit. Yeah. That's Floor Baby now. And we were like, that's our new band name, Floor Baby. And then she came and got her baby, and I was like, okay, bye, Floor Baby. They went outside, and she gave me a dirty look.
A party like that? Wait, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know them, but they don't seem like the kind of people that you bring a baby to a party that they're hosting.
I thought it was going to be family. Their parents were there. And it got, weird because everybody was getting fucked up.
Is this at your neighbor's house?
Yeah, it was at Norbert's house.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they had a bunch of food, and they were like, please eat all this food. And I was like, I'm dying. I'm going to go home and die. And then I got home, my wife was like, what did you do? You guilted me into it. Now I got to go.
What did you do that you were so hungover? What was the good thing that happened?
I hurt my face.
I hurt my face.
We got some TikTok shout outs. Anybody that messages me and says what they listen to our show doing, then I feel like that might be a real person.
Yeah.
And it's not a bot.
What do they do when they listen to the show?
So we got Dre today. He does pest control in Oklahoma and listens to our show all day long.
Oh, nice.
Because I told him I listen to podcasts at work because I want to be around better people than I work with. Yeah. So I'm pretending that I'm hanging out with. Sometimes I listen to this show and I feel like I'm
hanging out,
having my own leisure time, and I'm not at work. Yeah. Yay 123 listens while walking the dog. Yay. The Weird One 202, props for telling all your friends about the show. He said he tells all his homeboys about the show. And Stain Dios for liking 60 of the clips and downloading one episode. I got 60 notifications on TikTok. I was like, what the fuck? And it was all this one guy that liked every single clip. And so I messaged him. I was like, you know how you could really help? Download one of them motherfuckers. And then the number went up. And I was like, there you go, buddy. Good job.
Good for him.
And then UDV-ATX is our first local fan from Austin. We said something about some local thing. I think it was the clip about the Mueller shooter during last week's stream. Right. Yeah. And he was talking about HEB shootings. Do you guys want to take a break and make some more drinks? I got some more stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Real quick.
All right.
I ran out of booze.
Pause.
Christopher, I love you very much. My only dream is that we have a happy life together. The last few months, things have got very bad with us because of you using drugs all the time. You're high all the time, and I can't take it.
Be specific, hon.
When we first started going out, we made love all the time. Now, because of the drugs...
Jesus, is this fucking necessary? Go ahead, Adriana.
You can no longer function as a man. Last week when I came home to learn that you had killed our dog, that was the final straw.
Oh, you killed the dog? What'd you do that for?
It was an accident.
What was it, barking?
He sat on the wall, he was high.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I fell asleep. She got suffocated or something.
You killed little Cosette. I ought to suffocate you, you little prick.
The luxury of not having a kid in college.
The luxury of not having a kid, period. Dude, today, it's the first, as you know, as Josh mentioned before, and I paid the first tuition and rent payment for college.
First and last month's deposit.
Well, no, just the first tuition and first month's rent.
Okay.
And it was
Because she's off campus.
Because she's off campus.
Right.
So this is
she
the
off
first
campus now. Like this is the first time.
This is the first time. So this is the first time I've paid rent and tuition.
Okay.
And I paid $2,200 in tuition and $800 in rent. $3,000 a month.
Jesus.
And that's your monthly. That's your monthly bill for to send your daughter to college.
Costs more to
Until
not
May.
have kids.
Yeah.
Than it does have kids.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna call for money.
That's like
No, luckily she's got
like
a job.
4 Teslas.
So
she's costing you 4 Teslas a month.
dude, me and Kristen have the most infuriating conversation about this.
Yeah.
Because she thinks that we should just pay for everything and that they should have no responsibility. And I'm like, and we've compromised, all right? I thought it should be about $12,000. Kristen thought it should be 0. So we've settled for 6. But she's like, you're talking about this like you didn't even go to college. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, yeah, I didn't go to college, but I am paying for this one to go to college. Like, it is delaying my ability to like retire and live a life.
I was telling my kids that my parents gave me
A life of leisure.
A life of leisure, like some people I know.
Like some people who might have $7,000 worth of Sonos equipment, where I can play a record in multiple locations.
I mean, dude, or even just like her. God damn it! For the love of fucking Christ!
Yeah.
I was giving my wife some of this pillow talk last night because I don't know if I told you about our hereditary history, our background. We were asking you about yours. Yeah, my cousin, my sister, same thing. My wife's last name's this clan Harris.
Oh, we did. Yes. Yeah.
So my clan raped her shit.
Right.
So after we banged last night, I was like, I fucking did a night raid on your gay ass little Scottish island village.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's fucked up. And I was like, it was a night raid because your people don't fucking get out of bed. We could have done it during the day and nothing would have happened anyway because you don't fucking do shit.
Night raid on the cunt village.
And then today I was like, you guys are like Garfield. You're always mad at everybody. You love lasagna and you hate Mondays. And she was like, I don't hate Mondays. And I was like, of course you don't. You know why people hate Mondays? Because that's when you go back to work.
Yeah, because it's the end of the the end of the good times. But for you, my friend.
So Josh is married to a real battle axe.
She's the lady on the raisin box. She's pretty. Lady on the hillside with a basket full of food. She's a nice southern mommy lady that takes care of everybody.
Texan.
Yeah.
That's right.
Texan
I got
mom.
the perfect storm of laziness. Southern, girl, hippie.
Yeah.
All three of those subgroups don't do shit.
Right.
And they're proud of it.
Yeah, that's right. God damn it.
So I made up this idea for a joke, and my wife said, don't say it, so I know it's good.
Yeah, that's how you know.
There's currently 162 investigations in Texas of teachers having inappropriate relationships with students. That's just this state. How many school shooters are there? They're not that much. There's like 7 or 8.
Less than that, yeah.
Yeah, so there's horny teachers out there in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And there are these incel dudes that shoot up shit.
Right.
They should just be shooting those teachers on the tits.
Right, just
with
pair
some good
them
gig.
up. Yeah.
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 Comedy. I'm trying to use comedy to bring people together.
Right. I like
Plus-
that.
That's a great compromise.
What do they say
That's
about...
a really good compromise.
Yeah, yeah,
And what do they say about these school shooters? They're like, he was a quiet boy.
yeah.
And what's the teacher looking for? Someone that knows how to shut the fuck up. That's what always happens is the
Right.
jock is like, I fucking banged that bitch. This incel kid is going to not say anything and also not shoot anything up.
Right.
And everybody's... I'm not advocating pedophilia.
Yeah. No, obviously not. You're obviously not doing that. Yeah.
You got,
blatantly doing something and then denying that's what you're doing when
You're
it's
not
pointed
doing
down.
it.
You're Darvoing right now, Josh.
We're just throwing
you're
ideas out here.
Darvoing, supporting pedophilia.
I'm just throwing out ideas for solutions for one of the biggest problems in America. It's obviously not the guns
Right.
and the gun stores everywhere.
Right. No.
It's the horny teachers.
Yeah. Right.
That aren't finding the right kids to fuck.
Right.
The problem is they're all fucking the hot jock senior 18-year-old, please. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Senior guy.
But sometimes there are some really fucked up ones that like fuck around with like 11-year-old boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's.
And everybody's like, hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
No, that's
all his 12-year-old friends from the next grade up were like, yeah, dude, get it. And he's like, I don't know. Yeah. Sure. I guess that's cool, right, guys?
Dude.
My penis hurts. My penis hurts real bad.
Could you fucking
Isn't it being 11 and having herpes?
Dude, like,
my jaw is locking up.
I mean, I just can't even fucking fathom it. Like banging banging anyone, but like banging a teacher when you're a kid. Like, it's got to be the most, like...
Dude, I could fathom fucking banging one of my son's junior high teachers. His history teacher likes to party. She's got a husky voice and a nose piercing. I can tell she shows up for first period like, I could give a goddamn blowjob for a cigarette right now.
Yeah.
Where's my fucking purse?
Got that husky singing voice, that lady. Yeah.
There's a lot of cuties. The fucking principal is hot as balls. She's out there directing traffic. I'm like, let me get behind you and show you with the hips how you direct traffic, honey. I'll work for this.
Is this a... I can't remember. Is this middle school one not of sizable? It's a...
Girth?
Yeah, it's a... Not big.
No, yes, you're correct.
Yeah,
it's in Oak Hill. Yeah. I heard this thing a lot at work that when they would about people that want our service and we can't give it to them or to do something, you go that you give them a hard no. And I wonder if there's ever been a hard yes.
No. No, just
I've never heard of a hard yes.
No.
That's called enthusiastic consent, Josh.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's how you know you're not raping a woman.
That's a yes that makes me hard. She says yes enough times to make it hard. That's a hard yes. So is it true that Cali food culture is not like super big into barbecue and pizza and grease and... I mean, is it mostly where you go around? There's not.
Well, definitely.
Well,
that area, like Orange County, all the way up through. Basically, if you're on the coast of LA and the surrounding area, then that's where all the really, really healthy people are.
There's New York comedians that show up there for meetings, and they're like, "Where the fuck is all the fucking food at?"
Here's the thing.
No, that's when you go to the fat minority areas.
Yeah.
You go get Al Pastor off a cone in a parking lot, and it's the best taco you've ever had in your entire life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's one thing that I really miss about there is the Mexican food in like just kind of random shoddy places is fucking absolutely amazing. I haven't found anything here that compares. And don't get me wrong, there's things that I like here a lot, like Pollo
Rico.
Pollo Rico.
They have that in California.
I never saw no.
Well, there's charcoal chicken places everywhere.
Oh yeah,
They don't have that on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I never had nobody hand me a chicken in my car from a window.
Yeah,
a whole bird.
Oh no,
that doesn't happen over there.
In California, you definitely get that, but there's just also like a huge diversity in Mexican food too. You get like ensenada style shit and
you get lazy Mexican food. You get rich Mexican food.
Yeah,
all
drunk
you
get gay Mexican food.
Gay, all of the above.
That's the avocado toast.
All of the above. But here's the thing: like, there's just places that I've loved forever, and those are the places that I go, and those are the places that are like dirty places.
Yeah, Conan was talking to the Beastie Boys about going to places that were made before they were born, 1962.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of that in L.A. Old-timey diners.
Oh, dude. I mean, the Apple
like
Pan's
Quentin
a great example, right? Like, the Apple Pan's been there Philippe's has been there forever.
That's how they were able to make Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because a lot of those places...
Pink's Hot Dog has been there forever. Yeah, yes. There's a million places that have been there forever, and you can go to these greasy pits, and... I mean, man, the whole farmer's market next to the Grove is all grease pit places that have been there since like the 50s, and they're fucking awesome.
Did you ever go to Union Station or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Egg Slut. Did you ever go have Egg Slut?
No.
Bacon
Egg Slut. I had the best pupusa I've ever had.
yeah.
There was
Sluts
there
have
was
the
an
best
El
pupusas.
Salvadorian pupusa place, and I
Love
had an old
some
roommate
slutty
who was a dude
pupusa.
from El Salvador, and every once in a while he'd get his hands on some or something, and
Is
he
it
was
called
always
the
like,
slut
"This is our
pupusa?"
food," you know.
Oh, dude, the pupusas are. They have actually. I've been pretty surprised how good the pupusas I found in Austin.
I've never actually gone and tried to find some good pupusas here.
Oh,
If you
dude,
get a pupusa poo platter.
there's a.
All the different ones from everywhere.
That's a high. What do you call it? Not a hybrid. What do you call it when you mix two foods together?
Fusion.
Fusion.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
'cause like everybody's the fucking doctor, scientist from Back to the Future.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
I've infused this Coca-Cola with cinnamon whiskey by pouring it into there, and now they're fused. And I'm a doctor now. I'm essential
you're a
personnel.
real fucking scientist pouring that fireball into that Coke.
Did you have bad pimple years?
Yeah.
What was the age?
It was 7th and 8th grade for me. Yeah.
Mine, I was like 19,
Oh shit.
and it was like a goatee of pimples.
Oh.
It looked like herpes,
Yeah.
and it was in England, in school in England.
Well, that's not
I think
good.
because their food's all gross.
So our dad always told, from the time we were like probably 13, he says, "All you got to do is start getting some, and then it clears up."
You gotta pop that one big white pimple.
And it happened, they just go away
Nice.
as soon as you start. As soon as you start getting your fingers in some places.
Yeah.
That's probably right because it's
It just starts
psychosomatic.
going
Clears
away.
right up. Just stop being
Yeah.
a pussy and it
That's-
goes away.
Yeah,
There's
for
some
both me and my brother, as soon as we caught a whiff of vagina,
Yeah.
like it just went shoop and went away.
There's stress factors and acne and
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're chill,
Yeah.
fucking jerk off.
Man,
maybe
I-
you'll have one less pimple.
I remember this time I was a kid. I'm sitting out on the curb and my
You're like
sister
blowjobs, $3,
this
sir.
my sister had this friend and we used to dry hump all night. She would come into my room. She'd spend the night at my sister's house or my house in my sister's room and she'd sneak out at like 2 a.m. and she'd come in my room and we would just like dry hump
Where the hell were all these slutty girls when I was little?
until like 7
God
in the
damn
morning.
it! I need to
dude.
go to California.
Like just fucking forever, right?
It's like clothes on clothes.
yeah, just dry humping for hours and making out and
See, we were warned of this in the Bible. It was like the woman calls from the window.
Jezebel.
So I ran away from. I thought they were all whores, and I was like, "Ew, gross." You grew up, and all these girls were like, "You want me to suck your dick? Are you 11? What's going on?" And you're like, "All right, I didn't read that part of the Bible. I was out that day."
So I'm sitting on the curb and it's my 13th birthday and like literally me and this girl were like dry humping the night before. She was 12, I was 13, and like I'm sitting on the curb and
She was like, "You should be charging more for those blowjobs. $3 is crazy.
a ZJ is $5.
Paying for quality."
And her dad's like, "Hey, I heard it's your birthday," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "You're gonna be getting it wet pretty soon," and he does this whole thing.
the tongue
He
thing.
did the whole tongue thing, and I'm like, "God damn, that was creepy." And yeah, I am gonna be getting it wet pretty soon with your daughter.
From
You
your
fucking
daughter.
ass. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're a fucking funny guy.
Hey, funny guy.
You're
Your
the one
daughter's
with the
getting
fucking.
fucked.
Speaking of daughters, we were dropping my kid off at school at the high school.
This is not a clean transition, Josh.
It's next to a park. That's the same problem, and it has to do with Mexicans,
Oh, well, okay.
which we were just talking about. There's a park by the school. My wife went to that school, so we're
Yeah.
going through the park to drop her off because it's easier to park at the
I
park
know
and
that
walk
park,
over
yeah.
than get involved in all the psycho traffic.
Right.
And my wife goes, "Here's where all the stoners are." And my daughter was like, "Oh, good to know." And it was a bunch of fat, ugly Mexican kids under like a pagoda. And I was like, if you go over there, they're going to give you all their drugs. If a group of fat, ugly Mexican boys sees a little blonde girl come up and ask for weed, they're going to just instinctually try to turn her out.
Yeah.
Not because they're fat, not because they're Mexican, not because they're ugly, because they're humans.
Right.
And that's what humans do when
Yeah.
a pretty girl wants something.
Right.
You know, how can I use this to make her do stuff?
Right. Yeah.
I didn't make this patriarchy.
Your want is,
Yeah.
is what activates
This is the oldest
this thing.
profession.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, please don't go talk to those people. This is not going to work out well.
At Jacob's school, the school your daughter would have gone to,
Mm-hmm.
they had
The other founding father
the other founding father.
from the Alamo.
Yeah, exactly. They had a big Israel-Palestine protest at the end of the year last
Yeah.
year.
Fuck you, Palestine.
And I was like, so how did that go? He's like, yeah, they all walked out. I'm like, did you walk out? He's like, no, Dad. He's like, It was all for like the fat, ugly trans kids.
Not them girls.
Yeah. He's like, no. He's like, that's not my crew. He's like, they were disgusting. Like all the people who walked out were like non-binary. and
Donnie
shit.
sent me this picture of this ad for the college my daughter's going to.
So, well, one of them.
Now it's your time. It's the guy with a beard and earrings.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
it's an ACC.
Yeah.
An ACC ad.
It's your time. It's time
it's your
for Chinese
time.
women to have a voice. Okay?
And a mustache.
And a penis. Ooh, I got beard hairs in my pussy again.
If it was, if Josh's daughter was there, she might have been one of the ones that walked out.
Yeah.
Because apparently where she is, those are all the cool kids.
Yeah, the gay kids, they find each other like cigarette smokers in the woods.
I mean, they're probably the cool kids at my kid's school too, but he's just a weirdo.
He's a wrestler.
He's a weirdo. Yeah, he's a jock, and like he likes school. You know.
Isn't it funny how
Did you wanna
now
fuck one
that's the
this
weirdo?
Yeah.
He's a weirdo. He's a jock.
He's a senior now, right?
Yeah.
He's a senior this
he's
year?
a junior. He's a junior.
Yeah.
When's he going to be a teen?
When is he gonna be a senior?
Does he like any of his teachers?
You know what? He actually does like his
Horny
teachers.
girls in your area
Yeah.
are looking for sex.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and he is a weirdo, and he doesn't really relate to a lot of kids.
He's a quiet boy.
Yeah,
he
he's
knows how to
quiet.
keep his fucking mouth
He's-
shut.
He knows how to
he's
keep
a
his
weird
mouth shut.
jock.
He's a weird jock. Yeah.
Ooh, that's what they're looking for. That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's in really good shape.
Yeah, there are not a lot of quiet jocks.
Right.
It's like quiet feminists.
Right.
You don't see
You don't see a lot of those.
Funny enough, the feminists all just want to fuck the jocks.
Where's all your bumper
They
stickers?
just weren't. They were just ugly and fat,
Yeah.
so the jocks wouldn't fuck them. But they still want to.
But they still want to fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not gonna tell him to get his dick wet and go.
Dude,
Daddy, why?
I said the other day. I said.
Can't believe that.
He said something about like, oh yeah, like this girl like did this weird move. I'm like, could you see her chooch? And he's like, Dad.
Choo choo.
He's like, Dad, how dare you? Like, he's like, how dare you refer to it as a chooch?
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, boy, lighten up, man. Like,
Dude, I heard the word skank when I was in like 4th grade and I got the Holy Spirit. I was like, Lord, the world is bad. I'm afraid. Like, what's a skank? And this school bully was like, it's a fucking dirty pussy. It smells. And I went and cried to my father and I was like, Dad, I heard a bad thing today.
oh no.
I was like, maybe it was a bad idea pulling you out of private school. Have you heard of the Mexican medicine thing where they put an egg under the bed?
No.
Yeah, the curanderos. Curanderos.
Curanderos?
I didn't know about this stuff, but every
Well, you don't
Hispanic
practice
kid-
Santeria?
Yeah, every Hispanic kid I knew. We learned about it in one of our like kind of like culture classes or whatever.
Oh.
And it was like it was Magic, Ritual, and Religion. It was a really cool class that you could take at Texas State.
Oh.
And I asked all the Hispanic people I knew, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So Mexican people have these basically like these healers that are more or less just like practicing astrology.
They're
but it's this
BPD
weird
art
Mexican
hoes of
they're BPD art hoes.
Yeah.
And they have the thing where they run the egg all along you to like get the bad spirits out of you, and then supposedly they break the egg and it's all bloody.
Oh.
But it's all
The Virgin of Guadalupe.
it's all just doing like crazy woo. It's almost like going to a fortune teller or something.
Yeah.
But
Mexican
what
gypsies.
they really are is they are the placebo. They are able to calm people down and make them feel better because
got
they think they're
changes
doing
coming.
something. You know,
Yeah.
Something
it's like
big is
holistic
coming
kind
in
of
your
stuff,
life.
right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of these, obviously, all of these cultures, Mexicans, and all of them are they're interbred with the Spanish and the indigenous folks. Like they have all of this,
Fucked
like,
an eggplant.
yeah, exactly.
Somewhere.
Yeah. They got a little of that in them. A little of that in them.
You got a little of that cinnamon in them.
Yeah,
And my
little-
favorite one of
yeah.
those is when you get sick and somebody prays for you and they go, "You got better, right?" So I prayed for you. Like that's what people do. They get better. I don't have AIDS.
Dude, my buddy the
I'm
other
not gonna die from a cold.
dude, I called
I
my
was gonna get better anyway. Thanks, though.
Yeah. I called my Christian buddy the other day before I had to fire this guy, and I was like, because him and I, like, we have kind of similar deal, right?
Yeah.
He's got to fire people. I got to fire.
You give $3 blowjobs and he does them for $4 on the other corner, and you guys undercut each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. All of the above, right? So I call him. I'm like, dude, I got to do this today. He's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, it sucks. And he was giving me a little pep talk, and I'm like, all right, man, I'll talk to you later. And then the next day, he's like, how did it go? I'm like, it went good.
Yeah.
And he's like, I prayed for you. And I'm like, and what? Like,
Please don't do that.
yeah, that didn't change anything.
You know what? It could have gone better.
Yeah.
So maybe you fucked it up.
It could have gone better. He could have quit beforehand.
Yeah.
He could have just quit right before I did it.
Yeah, this is your lucky day. No, if it was on my lucky day, I wouldn't have got pulled over in the first place.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Are you going to give you just a warning?
If you're going to pray for anything, pray for me to not have to do it.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't happen. And that would actually be the kind of thing where I would be like, you know what? Maybe you're right.
That's my joke about therapy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to therapy. Yeah. And going to therapy and talking about my feelings is going to go back in time and undo the thing that I'm mad about.
Right, yeah.
It's going to make it to where that never happened.
Right.
Yeah, that's the therapy that works, the therapy that goes back in time and makes it to where, you never met that stupid bitch.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm in therapy is because I'm married.
Yeah.
I can't do both at once.
Well, if you find the therapist who takes you back in time, introduce me to that person.
That's the one I need.
Yeah.
So Donnie has this Coldplay bit he's been doing recently, and I had a thought about it. I don't even want to do it.
Have I said the Coldplay thing on the podcast?
I don't think so. You were talking about it at Luster.
I was at, so a lot of my mind gets going whenever I'm at HEB, I guess, and just, shopping for groceries. And all the music that's playing on HEB now is like my high school music and my early adulthood music. Because it's all 90s, what was like 90s alternative and rock and all that.
Yeah.
And like the 90s pop, it's all that.
This is how we felt when they started playing Nirvana on the classic rock station.
Yeah.
No, that's not classic rock.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No. I've noticed this, Donnie. I've been to go to the same HEB.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, this sounds like my Winamp playlist in 2004.
Dude, you want to hear something?
My LimeWire downloads.
Yeah. So, dude, last week, my buddy called me and he was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out and play guitar?" I've never played guitar with him before. Yeah, he knows I play guitar.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to get you over the annex.
Yeah, we should do that.
A couple axes over there.
Yeah,
right-handed.
I like
normal people.
Yeah,
inferior people.
Normal people.
The lower
regular.
People.
You're right. You are the minority.
Normal people. Yeah. Kristen's a southpaw too. So. But yeah, anyway.
You jerked off from around the other corner.
So
I bought my house this way, the left corner.
So he comes over,
it's a maze.
And he brings a Les Paul, a Gibson Les Paul, a 59 standard, and he brings a 335, and like the semi hollow body.
Yeah,
I mean he brought over like, $3.5 grand worth of guitars.
Yeah.
Like really nice guitars. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, I guess.
In cases?
In cases.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Yeah, travel cases?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So he undoes this thing, and like we've never played together, so I don't know what to expect, right? So he pulls it out, and I'm like, all right, like, what do you want to do? I'm like, normally I like to warm
get
up.
your dick out. I got mine out. What are we going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to pull out my Mexican Telecaster. You pull out your fucking standard, your 59 standard Les Paul. We'll put them on the table.
Let's get back to back and sing into one microphone together.
Yeah.
Brown sugar?
So he's like, do you want to play the Wallflowers One Headlight? I was like, no, I don't want to play that. Actually, I don't want to play that.
Put the guitars back in the cases and put the cases back in your car.
That's where you start?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm like, you start at One Headlight by the Wallflowers?
That means that you deserve to keep all the three of those guitars.
Yeah.
If you come to someone's house with three nice guitars and say Wallflowers, you get that's racing for pink slips.
Yeah.
You fucking Fast and Furious those guitars out of his car.
Seriously.
You lose.
So
Good day, sir.
I mean, dude, me and this guy, we've been through some shit together.
Does he listen to this podcast?
No, definitely not. No.
Fucking faggot.
Yeah, dude, it was like that the whole time. He's like, oh, how about the Sheryl Crow song? How about, I'm like,
are you trolling me?
No, yeah.
It sounds like he's fucking with you.
No,
Was he smirking the whole time?
No.
Do you practice Santeria?
No.
Hey guys, let's play some Silverchair.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Evanescence?
Evanescence. Oh no.
Dude, I've just been touring with Widespread. Life is crazy. You like Perfect Circle?
It was really
Should have
tough.
took a Perfect Circle before you pulled into my driveway.
Because here's the other thing. I don't really want to just jam out songs from bands unless we're gonna do some thing where it's like we're gonna
different,
actually Right, where it's different, where we're actually
do
going
a
to
funky soul version of One Headlight. That might be fun.
jam a song, right?
If you want to do it on the one like James Brown, hit it, One Headlight.
Ow, this place is cold.
It's just cold outside.
It's just like a beat up truck. Ow. I turn the engine, but the engine don't turn.
Oh man, yeah. I had nothing. I like tried to actually play it on the drums.
I've done that before, like where where like I'll like play guitar with somebody, but like my mind just won't work.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I kind of have to put the guitar down now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
I tried to play it on drums. He was having a tough time, like kind of sticking with it.
Yeah.
If I had a bass, maybe it would have been better. I don't know, but it wasn't a thing for two guitars to do.
So I was at HEB and I was shopping. I was getting groceries, and Clocks by Coldplay came on.
Oh yeah, Clocks. Yeah.
And so I was sitting there listening to it, and then all of a sudden my mind just started doing math, and I realized that Clocks by Coldplay is 21 years old.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It came out 21 years ago. So I was sitting there in the middle of the grocery store. I hear Clocks. I realize it's 21 years old, and I just go, I should just die.
Yeah.
I should
That's
just
the clock.
be dead.
Yeah,
That's the clock. So
Yeah.
Clocks
It's
is your
over.
death clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, I should this much time was never supposed to have passed.
No.
I was like,
right.
dude,
Like,
imagine.
I was supposed to be in
Right.
an eternal present of being 24 years old.
Let's play it the other way.
Yeah.
Let's say that were you 24 when?
I was like 22.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I asked you then, let's say we knew each other, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, are you going to be alive in 20 years from now to be like listening to the song in
Yeah.
the fucking grocery store?
And I'd have been like, what's the future?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? What?
No,
No,
Yeah.
there's only now.
Yeah.
There's only we are young forever, and
Yeah.
there is only now.
I'm rad right now. This is
Yeah.
the best
Right,
time.
Right.
yeah.
I'm invincible.
Yeah. It's like that. There's a meme where it's like it's a picture of a really hot chick playing GameCube on like in front of like one of those little old school flat screen TVs, and she's looking at the camera and she's like, "You were having a really weird dream, babe. What? 9/11? What? You know?
Yeah.
Come play some Mario 64.
Yeah.
You know?
He was like, yeah, I guess I'll die. And I was like, dude, try having a wife and kids. The next thing to do is die.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Right.
I did all these things because this is religious status quo. I was just programmed into me like then you get married and then you have kids. So now I'm like I did the things.
Right.
The next
The
thing
next
is
thing?
to die.
What's the next thing?
Especially if my kids are now cooler than me,
Yeah.
then I might as well die.
Yeah.
Like my daughter's like, you can't say that. You can't say lit or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, oh, you're the coolest kid in your high school, and I'm a gay old retard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I'll die.
my brother
I'll die
has,
long with my family around watching for years.
Dude.
It takes me to suffer, and they have to be there.
Yeah.
My brother has taken to pretending he's literally retarded around my nephew and his friends, like when he drops him off at school. So
They give him a good
it's
parking
only
spot,
up to
I
the
bet.
part where it's like, "Bye, Wyatt, I love you." But he said that the next time he drops him off, he's going to say, "Wyatt, I'm so proud of you. You're so smart and good. And who would have ever thought that someone like me could have such a good, smart boy?"
Tell him to park in the handicap
Man,
spot.
I thought you were imitating
trying to
Tim
park
Hall's
close.
son right there. Like that sounded exactly.
He's trying to act like a retard to get a good parking spot close to the building.
I'm handicapped.
Yeah.
Sir, where's your pass? I don't know.
When we went to Disneyland, I tried to convince my nephew when he was like 6 to basically, let's put you in a wheelchair and you just go like that,
Yeah.
and we can get to the front of every line,
Yeah.
you know. But he wouldn't do it.
Oh, I went the other way with it. I was like, put me in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I'm fine doing that. Like, just Kristen's like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like,
Yeah.
it will be so easy. Everyone will believe that I'm a retard. Like, it'll be totally fine.
I've
Don't
been
worry
being
about
told I was retarded since I was 6 years old.
it.
You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
Yeah.
Do you have in-laws or any friends that tell you you're a good dad? Do you hear that?
Yeah, I do.
Every time I hear it, I feel like I deserve to do something bad.
Yeah.
Being a good dad is a decades long. Like
It is a long slog.
we
It's
need to
not
go to
like
Amsterdam for a week.
no one's like you're a
Or
good
Bali.
dad after like 5 minutes
No.
of a kid being
They go,
born.
you're a good dad. I'm like, I'm gonna go to another country
Stop.
and do bad things.
Yeah.
I've earned this.
I'm gonna tell you what right now. If I'm going to another country to do bad things, it's fucking the Czech Republic.
Checks phone for ages of consent in other countries.
Yeah.
France.
It's Bulgaria.
I have people going, "You're a good dad," and I'm like, I'm doing it as a last act of rebellion against my shitty dad
Yeah.
to be better than him at something.
You're only a good dad out of
'Cause he was
spite.
like, yeah.
Right, I'm
So
a
my
spite
love
dad.
for my kids is driven by hate. Every
Yeah.
time I don't hit them, it's because fuck you, dad.
Yeah.
And if I told him that, he'd be like, I did that on purpose. You're welcome. I did that for your kids.
he would
Turn it into a
bend
Johnny
it,
Cash
yeah.
song. That boy was me. That's how gaslighty they are. We had a buddy named Skip that has involuntary nod like this.
Oh yeah.
His neck thing.
Is he Indian?
No. Every Indian woman has an involuntary bob.
Yeah. A little,
No, 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 no. No, Skip just does this every once in a while. I don't know. He's fucking has a half a palsy or whatever. Everything else is fine with him. He's from California. But he did it at a bar, and this girl came over, and he was like, "What the fuck is this bitch want?" And I was like, "You nodded at her." And he's like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "Just go with it. You didn't do it on purpose. I know you. I know you do this thing. You know you do this thing. You've looked in the mirror."
Yeah.
But he finally, it worked out for him, his involuntary twitch. Where
Did he get some? Did this work out for him?
Well, you can only wingman someone for so long before you have to peel off Starscream style and let them.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was going well.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Is
I'll
this
have to ask
recent?
him.
This is
No,
recent?
this is a decade ago. But
Oh.
he lives in the neighborhood now, so he's going to be around more. This is a risky click. Is that a trans or not from the description?
College girl touch her femboy's pussy dick.
Okay, so does she have a boyfriend and she's going to jerk him off? Or is
that's a girl.
the grammar's bad?
Yeah.
That's a girl.
It was a risky click, but I got to do my own research.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
for science, for
That's
you guys,
right.
again, I'm the
That's
one
right.
that drinks.
So
the
did she have a
slop from-
dick?
You
There's
believe?
No,
you
yeah,
believe
she has a
the
dick.
science. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a dude.
Oh.
Or I'm sorry, whatever. She's whatever you want to say you are, lady. I
Yeah.
don't care. Shut up.
That's funny.
Making me sad.
So speaking of the Indian head bobbing thing,
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know.
one of the things we can plan for our little hiatus
Yeah.
is we all sit here and we do an RRR watch
Yeah.
and just talk over it, like basically do a commentary track over it.
What's RRR watch?
You've never heard of RRR?
No.
Triple R. It's it is the biggest Indian movie of all time, and it came out last year, and it is amazing, and it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, this dude summons tigers from the jungle to fuck the army up. It's great.
Yeah, it's like it's like
I'm up for this. Yeah.
the most badass, dumb, nerdy Indian guy movie of all time.
It's an old political story about friendship between like the PM and the general of the army, and they've romanticized it.
It's
into,
about
like,
these two. It's about these two, political heroes in like around the time that the British, when they were fighting against the British colonizing them and everything.
Yeah.
These two like military and political leaders, and but it's like a fantasy story about the two of them becoming best bros who love each other, who like a complete bromance between these two guys.
Yeah, it's about friendship. The
With
real
like
reward is the
crazy
friends.
Indian ninja shit and animals and dancing and everything you think of Bollywood, but it's actually Tollywood because it's Telugu, which is one of their other languages. I think it's like a South Indian language, but it is the most amazing, stupid Indian movie I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. That
The
sounds
Star Wars
fun.
watch along was pretty good. We might have to get you in on those since you never seen them.
That would be
anyway.
cool to do a
Yeah,
Star
you've
Wars
never
watch.
seen
Yeah,
with
that
you.
would be
Yeah.
pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
That was one of those shout outs I did from TikTok earlier. He said that was the first one he listened to and got him hooked on everything.
Yeah.
You can't keep giving you this shit for free, man. Eventually we're gonna do Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
challenging
we're this is the season 2 finale. We're going to take a little break, but we're going to have
break.
some things that we're doing. We're going to be doing streams, so please check out the YouTube channel. It's the Godawful Entertainment on YouTube because that's where all our streams. We also have a Twitch, Godawful Entertainment. We stream to both at once.
The live tab on the YouTube channel has
What about
much
our-
longer streams.
What
They're
about our
like 3
Vine?
hours.
Do we have a Vine?
We have TikTok. We
That's
have
a
have
Candid
lots,
Camera.
lots of TikTok videos coming.
We're on
out.
America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh shit!
We're on Jackass. We're on Candid Camera. We're
Man,
on
just-
America's Funniest People. With
We're on
Dave
Tubi.
Coulier.
Man,
We're on the Roku network.
It just sounded like Steve
We're on
from
World's
Eastbound and
Dumbest
Down There.
Criminals.
Yeah.
We're the world's dumbest criminals. I was going to ask you guys before we're done, what's your favorite Simpsons line?
Oh, jeez.
One that comes up every day and you use it.
Oh, you use it every day?
I mean, I've got ones that are in heavy rotation.
Not every day, but I think that probably when Fred Grimes. Do you remember Fred Grimes, the guy that Homer hired, and he hated Homer for like being such a boob? He was like he got like the.
So you relate to this guy who hired someone he hates and wants to get rid of him? Sounds like recent
and he's
events.
talking about he's like cataloging Homer's life. He's like, you got a beautiful wife and you eat prime rib and your son owns a warehouse downtown, and he's like got all of this shit, and then he like electrocutes himself to death.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about this before, or did we talk about Jason or something? I don't remember.
It's like fucking fantastic. But the whole thing where he's like, and your son has a warehouse downtown, like I'll end up saying that when Jacob's like complaining about something. I'm like, yeah, but his son has a warehouse downtown. That or like
so it's like that. So I've got that going for me, which is good.
Right.
Guy from Groundhog.
Yeah. Or maybe some parts about when Homer eats those peppers and he goes on the trip and oh God, what was the line?
I can't think of any Simpsons quotes right now. I can think of Simpsons memes like the Homer going back into the bushes and no, it is the children who are wrong. And then I really love that meme of Principal Skinner standing over someone. It just says pathetic.
Yeah,
that. I really like that one.
Oh, I like when what's his name? Milhouse's dad is like, I sleep in a race car bed. Or when they get super into Costa Rica and he's like, splitting checks is so not pura vida.
That one of my favorite ones. Somebody brought it up on a Conan podcast or something, and it's whenever there's something bad happens and
some of the best Simpsons lines you can tell Conan wrote them.
Yeah,
you can tell they're from Conan.
Homer's walking in the rain.
Yeah,
and he's like all doing the whole like sad Snoopy music thing or whatever, and he looks up and he sees a big sign and it says Jim, G-Y-M, and he goes, Gime? What's a Gime?
Yeah.
And he walks in and it's all like the muscle people lifting weights. He goes, oh, a Gime.
That's what happens when I tell my wife I'm going to work. She's like, work? What even is that?
I've never heard of such a thing.
She's like, I'm going to take a nap. And I'm like, narp? What the fuck is that? So my favorite Simpsons line, Burns got a bunch of money, made some deal. And Smithers goes, you've done all this, you've got all this money. How's it? And he goes, and Burns goes, yes, and I'd give it all up for just a little more. That's Conan. I know that was Conan.
Yeah.
But I felt that way when I got the vax and couldn't keep my eyes open. I just kept taking naps, like 4-hour naps. I took like 8 4-hour naps, and it was tomorrow. Man. And I woke up, and my wife was like, did you get enough sleep? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I'd give it all up for just a little more
sleep. Man.
And then, the other thing is one more thing I want to talk to you guys about today was the Oasis reunion, of course.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. This is probably one of the biggest things that's happened to Josh in the last, 5 years probably.
Everyone I know has texted me about this.
Yeah.
Because that was like my identity when I was 18. I was a fucking scouser.
Yeah. He had the haircut and everything.
Yeah. Everyone's like, did you hear I got all the memes. Everybody sent me the reunion we wanted and the reunion we got with REM or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
All the old dudes with bowl cuts lining up for the... And now everybody's mad at Ticketmaster because they did...
Do that dynamic pricing or whatever.
They did surge pricing.
It's based on... It's like a surge pricing for concert tickets.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
They should be mad at Oasis. They agreed to it.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're not getting any of that money.
Well, Oasis could have definitely done whatever they wanted in terms of ticket sales. They did not have to go with Ticketmaster.
Well, they sent out a bunch of official Oasis corporate tweets about how to queue up for Ticketmaster. We used to get, when they were broken up, we'd get weird Rasta tweets from Liam.
Yeah.
Or like cunty old grumpy uncle of rock and roll Noel tweets. And now they're back together. We get corporate Oasis official notices about
There's a whole machine behind them now.
Yeah.
And that's what
but Liam owns the touring company. He owns half of the touring company. So he'll be all right.
Yeah. They have money involved. So.
My fucking daughter's pregnant tour.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is that, you think that's what what's going on. Are you going to go see him? I mean,
No,
They're not playing anywhere near here.
I'd love to go to Glasgow and see them in Glasgow.
That would be really
I'd probably
awesome
get beat
to go
up
to
again.
yeah.
But
It
I
was
was
very
going to
divisive.
say that. So not only are they getting back together, but like a week and a half ago was the 30th. Speaking of I Should Just Die,
Yeah, we should just be
the 30th anniversary of Definitely Maybe coming out.
Wow.
And so today, Josh, I went and I was like, you know what? I would like to have that on record, on vinyl, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I was like, what? How good is like the current version you can buy?
You should probably
And
have the greatest album of all time on vinyl. Yeah.
Right. So
Greatest album of all time, you say?
No, check your head. It's the greatest.
So I went and looked it up. Well, apparently the 2014 remaster or whatever sucks, according to all the vinyl heads, all the audio files, and basically they are like either get the 2009 release or go back and get the original 94 release. So Josh, I went and tried to figure out how much it'd be to just get an original 1994 vinyl release of Definitely Maybe. What's your guess?
You're going to end up having a better Definitely Maybe record than I do because I had that shitty one.
The 2014 one?
I think so. It was whatever was at Waterloo.
20th
I don't know.
anniversary.
Is it $50?
To get an original 1994.
Oh.
Let me guess.
Okay, pressing.
I'm going to guess 1,700.
It's probably the same price as a ticket
Yeah,
to
right.
the reunion.
probably.
750 pounds.
How much do you think, Josh?
750 pounds.
750 pounds?
That's half again. That's $900.
All right. You were, neither one of you
It's
were,
$1,000.
you were both over. You both lose for being over, actually.
Really?
It
much?
will cost somewhere around $500 US to buy an original copy,
You
according to
can't
the
put a price on
Discogs
quality of
marketplace. A lot of it's shipping out of you.
You get to have that in your house. I mean, it would go right on the top shelf here.
Yeah.
A lot of it's shipping
Top
out of the
shelf for
UK.
sure.
So a lot of it is UK pressings, probably because there was a lot of pressings of it in
Pressed
UK.
by the working man.
Yeah.
But there are some U.S. listings, and you're paying basically about $500 at a minimum to get an original copy of Definitely Maybe.
Man.
I thought that'd be a really, really awesome birthday present for Josh. But if I bought it, I would say, hey, I bought you a birthday present for me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a lot
Because
of-
he would not be allowed to
Right.
take it out of this house.
Right.
He could listen to it anytime he wanted to
Right.
in this house,
Right.
but he wouldn't be allowed to take
it would
out.
be safer here anyway.
Yeah.
I
Also,
know.
I get the other half of my Chewy jerk off hand job diorama. I'm going to put it up there.
Yeah.
Because there's the one where he's sitting at the chess table like he won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's a Leia one where she's bending over putting the transmission in R2, so it looks like she's giving a hand job.
Yeah.
And if you put them both together, it looks like she's giving him a hand job under
Yeah.
the,
So it's
the
just
chess
two
table.
toys. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to buy the Leia that's more, and then see if it fits together perfect. And if it does, it's going.
It's
Yeah.
going at the top. Yeah.
Or
going
over
right-
there, so I can look at it.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, Oasis reunited, and it became a political thing, and it divided everybody, and everybody's mad at each other. And then there was a Star Wars game that came out, and everybody was divided and got mad at each other. We can't have nice things anymore. It can't just be as simple, this band's back together, there's tickets, buy them. Or this game is out, it's fun, play it. It has to be everybody's fucking divided over everything.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to bang a left? You know how to bang a left at a light?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
No.
If you're in the left turn lane, and you have a small car
Yeah.
with a manual transmission, and the light turns green, you can go left real quick before the oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
Because they're stopped.
Wait, but okay, actually, that's something that I've noticed.
It's called bang a left.
Okay,
You can't do it. It's illegal.
That's just a standard thing in California. We always just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that from when I drove in California.
That was
Somebody
always
taught me
a
when I learned
We're
how
much
to drive.
friendly and nicer here.
thing. I tried to do.
No, two people did
unless
it in
you
front of
break
me.
unless you break protocol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two people banged a left in front of me at the bowling alley in SUVs.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, it's one car
Yeah.
with a manual. It's small. You zerp over before I can even get going.
Why the manual? Because they can just move quicker.
Because you're in first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing else. You need to control the fact that you're zerping
Right.
and lean into it and go fucking go. You can't have a mom with an SUV and then another one. And everybody pulled in, almost hit them and honked. Because we can't fucking have nice things anymore.
Yeah.
You can't even bang a left without someone behind you going, you went me.
Yeah. What about me?
I also get you. Not fair if he's the only one.
I banged a right in front of traffic that had just gotten a green light, and it was one of those turn right on red kind of things where I didn't stop because the light turned red, and I was like, "Fuck you, I'm going." And I had somebody honk at me because it was the last possible second I could turn right in front of the oncoming traffic. Yeah, it was great.
This is how society works. If you can be polite, you get to have nice things.
Well, here's my thing: if I'm not holding you up, why do you give a fuck? Like if you literally don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
You're not changing your speed. You're not getting where you're going.
They slipped in at the last possible second. What an asshole.
I don't give a fuck if one person bangs the left. That's fine. I have time for that.
Right.
They caused a jam and a bunch of honking because there was 2 slow moms in SUVs that banged the left and almost got run into.
Yeah. Not cool. Not cool, moms.
People are scared that society is going to collapse eventually, and I think it kind of already has.
Yeah.
Because we can't have these nice things anymore. We can't bang left. We can't have a band get back together and buy a fucking ticket. You can have a cool video game come out and people like it. Everybody has to fucking argue about everything.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like signing off, season finale, everybody. Happy times.
Fuck you. We'll be back before the election because I'm gonna have some election jokes.
Yeah, see you later, floor baby.
Yeah.